Hello friends, welcome to the today's session of our subject, that is design of machine elements 1. In the previous session, we have started our unit 3, that is design for fluctuating loads. Till now, we have seen the terms, that is stress concentration and the failures factors related to it. In addition to that, we will see today the causes of stress concentration and its remedies. Basically, the causes of the stress concentration are, that is, there may be a variation in properties of materials in the design of machine components. Basically, it is assumed that the material is homogeneous throughout the component, but actually in practice there is a variation in the material properties from one end to the another due to the various factors such as internal cracks or flaws like blowholes, cavities in the welds, or the air hole in the steel components, and the non-metallic or foreign inclusion in the material. These variations act as discontinuities in the component and it causes stress concentration. Next factor is the load application. Machine components are subjected to the forces and these forces act either at a point or over a small area on the component. Because the area is so small, the pressure of these points is excessive. Therefore, this results in the stress concentration. The examples of these load applications are such as the contact between the machine teeth of the driving and the driven gear, or we can see the contact between the cam and follower, or the contact between the balls and their races in the ball bearing, and contact between the rail and the wheel. So these are the applications where the stress concentration is appeared. Another changes is there is abrupt change in section in order to mount gears, sprockets, pulleys and ball bearings on transmission shaft. Steps are cut on the shaft and shoulders are provided from assembly consideration. Although these features are essential, they create a change of cross section of the shaft, which results in the stress concentration at these cross sections. There may be some discontinuities in the component. Certain features of machine component such as oil holes or the oil grooves, keyways and splines and screw threads, which result in the discontinuities in the cross section of the component. There is a stress concentration in the vicinity of these discontinuities. Another example is machining scratches. The machining scratches, stamp marks or inspection marks are create the surface irregularities, which also causes the stress concentration. So because of these all the causes, the stress concentration arises. Now we will see some of the methods to reduce the stress concentration. As the stress concentration is the basic reason for the failure in the design, so we need to reduce the stress concentration from the design. Now, the presence of stress concentration cannot be totally eliminated, but it may be reduced to some extent. A device or concept that is useful in assisting a design engineer to visualize the presence of stress concentration and how it may be mitigated is that of stress flow lines. The mitigation of stress concentration means that the stress flow lines shall maintain their spacing as far as possible. Some of the changes adopted in the design in order to reduce the stress concentrations are as follows. First is avoid the abrupt changes in cross section. So if we avoid some of the abrupt changes, that is the steps in the cross section, so it may be reduce some of the cross stress concentrations. Next is the to place the additional smaller discontinuities adjacent to the discontinuity, which helps to reduce the stress concentration. Next is improving the surface finish. As we've seen, if we improve the surface finish, the surface roughnesses will be minimized and it reduces the stress concentrations. So, as shown in the figure A, in the below, we see that the stress lines tends to bunch up and cut very close to the sharp re-entrant corner. In order to improve the situation, fillets may be provided as shown in the figure B and C to give more equally spaced flow lines. So we can see in the B a smaller fillet is given, and in C diagram a better fillet is given, which gives a more equally spaced flow lines. So it may be noted that it is not practicable to use large radius fillet, as we can see in the case of ball and roller bearing mounting. So in such cases, notches may be cut as shown in the figure D, which reduces the stress concentration. In figure D we can see the notch is cut. Now another example we can take. The following figure shows the several ways of reducing the stress concentration in shaft and other cylindrical members with shoulders, holes and threads. Here the figure A shows the poor cross section, while for the figure B there is a notch given at the upper and below, and in the figure C a proper fillet is given in the both sides. So this is the methods of reducing stress concentration in cylindrical members with shoulders. Now another method of reducing stress concentration in cylindrical members with holes is given in figure 6.10, where as we can see in figure A and B, where in B the two holes are given to the right and left of the cylindrical holes. Next method is shown in figure 6.11, where it shows the method of reducing stress concentration in cylindrical members with holes. So as compared to figure A, a fillet is given in the figure B and some of the steps are given, and in figure C, here the stress concentration effect of a press fit may be reduced by making more gradual transition from the rigid to the more flexible shaft. So these are the examples we have seen to reduce the stress concentration. So in the next lectures we can see the determination of stress concentration factors. Thank you.